to me and racist as well in some weird way. Not in some weird way. It's just blatantly racist and gross.
They could say open the robe and have it the exact same thing. But they specifically say
it's as if only Japanese people
like only a Japanese woman would be like, oh, I'm showing you my secret now.
Why do I always think about a guy?
I always think about a guy with open kimono. I've never heard a woman use the phrase.
I didn't know why it was a problem because I just don't understand.
It's always men talking about women. I've never heard a woman use that phrase in her life.
But I always picture a man in the open kimono.
You do?
When you guys were talking about it, and I had never heard the phrase before, but when you guys were talking about it, I immediately thought it was a guy opening his kimono to show you his business.
I can't tell if that's worse or better.
That's the only way I've ever thought of that phrase. I've never thought of that phrase as a woman, you know? I just always expect, because they're showing their junk and they're like...
Hey, Max, you need to get the remote for the station.
Work. I'm so settled here.
I know, I'm sorry.
But the meaning of the phrase is to tell people something that would be...
Give them all the information.
That would be secret, right?
Right. I don't mean
business
to open
people
the
use it all the time, right?
Okay.
Right. We gotta not open the kimono. We can't show.
So if you're revealing something that's supposed to be forbidden or secret,
reveal the goods.
It's really it's got to be a woman, right? Because a guy would just be like, "You want to see my dick? Let me show you my dick." Like, there's no secret here.
No, you gotta.
My kimono's already open, so
it's supposed to be like a demure Japanese geisha type woman revealing her secrets.
In no way, shape, or form, when you guys were talking about this on this podcast, is any way the way I thought of it. I automatically thought it was a guy.
Me too. I always think
like
that is so weird.
It was sort of like the old
crying game. I'm going crying.
Well, I was thinking more like the if you've heard the whoa, you probably don't need volume.
It's the far one.
It probably would work. Best
it's a far one.
Oh my god! And they have the previews now.
Oh yeah, you got to keep moving.
I know. I hate it. I do not want the previews.
I hate the automatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate it too.
All right.
Also, I think you should be able to take stuff off if you never want to see it again. You should just be like, delete from Netflix. It's gone.
Deleted from everybody.
Nobody else can watch it. Everybody gets one.
Fine. I don't want to see that preview anymore. I want it gone. I want to mute it.
If you thumbs down something on Netflix, does that take it off?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nobody, I don't know.
It should.
Do you get to thumbs down?
Is it like the
yeah, it used to be, you know how Netflix used to have stars?
Yeah.
Now they got rid of that and they went to a much simpler yes/no rating system.
Like, everybody's the same and everything
Ebert, man.
They're like 3 stars doesn't tell us anything. We need a straight up yes or no vote.
Honestly, all those stars are people always put 5 or 1. Like that's all anybody did anyway.
I took rating things on Netflix very seriously.
Actually, the thing about
I always thought about, is this a 4 or is this a 3? Yeah, I tried to.
What do you think about the whole Amy Schumer drama with the rating?
Yep.
That's right around the time they took the ratings down, wasn't it?
I don't remember
why, because everybody voted.
But on Netflix,
because she got a bunch of shitty reviews or what? I don't remember. I don't know the story.
There was some stuff.
The stars that Netflix showed you were how much like your interests the show were.
Yeah.
Not the people's reviews.
No, it was your own personal analysis of Netflix saying how much they thought you were going to like something.
It's what some computer thought about.
Yeah, exactly.
About things.
Based on the
it was not an aggregate of the people who had watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was based on what things you had reviewed.
Correct.
And what
when you 5-star every Adam Sandler movie comes out like I do.
It was the Netflix AI.
You get some interesting 5-star ratings, which is what I liked.
All right.
I'm kidding, of course. Though I do enjoy all the Adam Sandler movies.
Do you get weirded out when something's only like a 71% match? You're like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, it's like this.
I'll be honest with you. I don't spend a lot of time looking at the match percentages of Netflix shows.
You just
what?
I generally just watch things I know I'm going to want to watch.
But do you search? But the way that do you just search randomly, or do you just like look at what it's given you? Because that's based on what it thinks you want to watch. You're already getting a self-selected kind of search. Like,
well, sure, but if I want to find something, I'll just search for it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I very rarely.
Sean doesn't need Netflix to tell him that he wants to watch Frasier.
Yeah,
he already knows.
It's in my watch again file.
His penis tells him that. His very sophisticated penis tells him that.
He has a very classy penis.
Yes. We are going to watch Frasier for 4 episodes, and then we are going to masturbate and try not to think about Frasier because that weirds us out.
Why would you try not to think about Frasier when you were masturbating?
I don't know. I don't know if it's possible.
It's all about Niles. That's why.
I know. Nail that Niles.
He was the hot piece of ass of that show.
That is the exact phrase that I thought you were going to use because it's apt.
You remember that episode
No.
when
Nobody knows.
He's talking to me because he knows I will.
There's an episode where right after Niles breaks up with Maris and he wants to ask Daphne out, and Frasier says, "Don't do it. Give yourself a day." And then he doesn't, and she ends up meeting a guy that's exactly like Niles. He's like this fussy, like. He's like,
oh yeah, his name's like Miles or something.
Oh my god, I remember this episode.
I remember
fussy,
this one.
right?
And we must have seen it together.
And at the end, Frasier goes up to him and he's like, "Let me ask you a question. Do you have a brother?" He's like, "Yes, he's older than me, and he's always been a big success, and I've always been jealous of him." Like that. Frasier just turns away and goes, "Spooky."
They did that exact same plot on Friends. Rachel dated a guy named Russ, who was exactly like Ross.
Yes.
Apparently, this is a common sitcom.
Yeah, and she was like, and they were all trying to point out how similar he was, and then she's like, I don't see it. It's like very different.
So I was watching Frasier the other night, and
yeah, you were. Jesus
guys.
fucking Christ, guys.
I just have one last thing to say.
God.
They're all sitting around the table, and Frasier said something kind of obnoxious and snooty, and the dad like said something sarcastic and like made fun of him. And Niles goes, "Oh, Dad, you've done it again. Your homespun wisdom has pricked the balloon of Frasier's pomposity." And it was so fucking hilarious the way David Hyde Pierce like delivered that line. I went back and rewatched it like 5 times
I
because
can
I was
tell.
making me laugh.
You delivered it quite well.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
It's a great show.
Are we recording?
Let's watch Frasier, Sean. Why are we watching
I know.
Star Trek?